everyone. Happy fall to everyone. We're in autumn now, my favorite season of the year. And it's just now starting to cool down. Not real cool, but slightly cooler. So we're getting ready for the holidays too. So today I'm going to make a sweet potato cobbler. And you can use yams or sweet potatoes. You could actually use canned sweet potatoes or yams if you prefer, but I prefer fresh. So I'm going to use a combination of both yams and sweet potatoes, and I'm going to boil them. You want to have them cooked first. So you could either bake them in the oven for probably a good hour, or you could boil them. And I'm choosing to boil them because I know it's faster and I don't want to heat up my kitchen any more than I have to. So this is really super simple to make, and it's so delicious for the upcoming holidays or any time of the year. So let's get started. Okay, these are all your ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need a cup of white sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of whole milk, 1 cup of flour, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, or you can use 1 cup of self-rising flour. You're also going to use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 stick of melted butter, which we're going to melt in your casserole dish. Now, you need a 2-quart dish to bake this in. This is an 8x8. This is a 10x10. You could use an 8x8 as well. So you want to fill your pot maybe about an inch or so above the sweet potatoes, and then just boil them. Bring it to a boil, and then turn it down to a medium high and just cook them till they're fork tender. Put a lid, like have it cocked like this. They'll cook a lot quicker than if it doesn't have a lid. Okay, our yams and sweet potatoes are ready. I'm taking a knife, and it comes out clean, or a fork, either one. This one is bigger, but it still is done. So now we're going to turn the stove off and let these cool. I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. So what you're going to do first is you're going to put this in your 350 degree Fahrenheit oven and just melt the butter. So these are our sweet potatoes and yam. They're completely drained. Now I'm letting them cool a little bit, probably about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to peel the skin. Okay, so you just peel them like this. They are still hot, but they're kind of easier to peel when they're hot. So just peel the skins completely off. And then when they're completely cool, we're going to cut these in bite-sized pieces. Okay, in case I didn't mention it, you want to use 3 or 4 medium-sized yams or sweet potatoes for this, and you want to cut them in about bite-sized pieces, about like this. And then as soon as we take the melted butter out of the oven, we're going to place these on top of the melted butter. Okay, we're just finishing up. And what you want to do, like I said, is use 3 or 4 medium sweet potatoes and yams, or a 40-ounce can of yams or sweet potatoes if you choose to. Okay, so once your melted butter is done melting, you're going to place all your chopped up bite-sized pieces of sweet potato and yam over your melted butter in your casserole dish. And then as soon as you're done with that, you're going to sprinkle 1 teaspoon of cinnamon right across the top of the sweet potatoes, just like that. Now we're going to mix our batter. This is our last part and the easiest. We're going to put our sugars, flours, and milk in a separate bowl with our baking powder and salt. And we're going to combine and whisk all the flours and sugars together first. And then we're going to add our milk and whisk it all together to make our batter. Add our cup of milk, and I just splattered some cinnamon, so I just used the part that's splattered so I didn't waste it, and I mixed it in with this mixture too. So this is our batter that's going to go over our sweet potatoes. and make the cobbler. This batter is what actually makes the cobbler. So I'm going to keep mixing, and when it's completely incorporated and combined, we're going to pour it over our casserole dish. Okay, here's our batter, and now we're going to pour it all over your sweet potatoes and yams, and just kind of spread it all over, and it will kind of do its own thing once you put it in the oven. And this is going to bake for about 40 minutes, but I have a hot gas oven, so I always start at a lower temp. Whenever I bake, I always start at a lower temp. So I'm going to start at 30 minutes. But it depends on your oven, so that's what will determine how long it actually takes to bake. But it's going to be anywhere from a half hour to 40 minutes. So we'll see you in about a half hour. Okay, here is our cobbler, and it looks done. It looks really good, and it baked 35 minutes in my gas oven. Okay, I've been cooling this cobbler about 25 minutes. So it is warm still, but it's definitely not cooled. And it is wonderful if you could have it warmed like it is. And even after 25 minutes, it still is quite warm. So let's give this a taste. This is amazing. So good. It has that cinnamon, spicy, autumn flavor. And it is unbelievable. You could have this with ice cream, whipped cream, anything, or just plain. It's good anyway. This is an easy recipe if you want to do something with yams or sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving, or it's just an easier way to do it. And it's so good. I hope you give this a try and let me know how it turns out. Thank you everyone for watching.